Hi everybody, it is Jared with Day Traders FX. How are you all this fine Monday? I hope everyone's having a great day. I would like to talk to you guys all for just a couple of moments about market cycles and market timing, and more specifically what I love to trade and talk about, which is the pre-summer movement. Now, many of you have heard me talk about the pre-summer movement a little bit, but for those that have not, a quick little kind of background with this. Markets are very cyclical and they tend to follow cycles, right? Just like so many of you have traded oil, and we know that oil oftentimes gets a bit more expensive in the summertime. There's a lot of travel, there's a lot of driving. Oil prices go up, demand goes up. Sometimes after summer we see it go down, right? Going into spring it can be fairly low. Those kinds of cycles that we talk about. Currencies are absolutely, positively the very same. They love to follow cycles. One thing that I love to watch for is this pre-summer movement, which is going into the summer months. Oftentimes, we can see the market get a little bit sideways or bottom out a bit in July, August, but going into that period, oftentimes April, May, June can be very, very big months, and very specifically May can be a very, very big month. And this is what I call the pre-summer movement. Let me show you a few examples here. This is a euro-dollar monthly chart. If we go back, first of all, this is 2008 right here, and we just see that the euro dollar has basically been going up and down, and it does make lower highs, but for the most part, it's not going too much of anywhere. We have these big highs, and we have these lows that are all very similar, and these highs are getting a little bit lower, but there's still very similar things like a big movement down, a turning point, a move up, a move down, and we're seeing that happen over and over and over again. So let's talk about how we can make a little bit of money off it. First of all, let's have a look at the month of May on a lot of these examples. So we had some big consolidation on this one, and then this was the big credit crisis, big issue in the U.S. that kind of bled everywhere. And then the year after that, here in 2009, this is the month of May right here, this big candle. Let me zoom this in just a little bit. Okay, so this big candle right here is May, and that is about a 940 pip candle. So big move in May right there, and that goes into the summer months right there. And then we see kind of things go sideways for a couple of months, and then towards the end of summer they continue on, and then towards the beginning of the year we see this huge rundown once again. But nevertheless, this is May. This is a nice big moving month right here. If we go to 2010, what do we see right here? This is also May. May is this big mover. That's from top to bottom. That's about a 1200 pip candle. So very nice little mover there. But also going into May, we still did have some pretty good movement heading into that. Now we were only a little bit off this high coming into May, so there was definitely some room to continue down. Now you're kind of seeing a bit of a cycle here. We need to run off these lows and run off these highs to really kind of, and the pre-summer movement can kind of help continue that movement. Let's go into the next year here. We saw a lot of activity there. What's May looking like here? May was a little bit of a smaller one here, but it was still the top. The May was still the top, and so this definitely perpetuated some pretty big movement. You can see that the low to high in the month of May was still 966 pips. So far we've seen basically at least 1,000 pips in the month of May for the last 3 years in the examples we've shown here. So May starts, and then this just continues down and runs and runs and runs like crazy. So very nice movement starting in May once again there as well. If we go look at this one right here in 2012, lo and behold, here is May again. How big is this May candle? Oh, surprisingly, just shy of 1,000 pips. So another great month of trading in May right there. And then what do we have for 2013? May was finally we have a bit of a small mover in May. 2013 only had about a 430 pip candle for May. But one thing has happened for sure is that you can see that May can very oftentimes be a continuation of the movement to the high or to the low. So here's May running into that high, here's May running into that low. And it can also be a very good turning point for the market. So what do we have here? We have euro dollar that has been coming off of these lows right here. So we have these lows of the last several years, and the euro dollar has been coming off those lows, and we're running right into May. Here's our current candle for the month of March. April is going to be right up here. Now remember, some of these movements can definitely start in April. They can start in March, but it's time to start getting very, very aware of what the markets are doing, kind of April, May, that type of area, and be totally ready for it. And April, as you can see, is just a couple of days away. It's the 24th of March right now, so April is less than a week away, and it's time to be ready for that. And here we are all the way off of those lows in the euro dollar, coming up to some pretty intense resistance areas. And we know that the month of May is just around the corner and the pre-summer movement's coming. So a lot of things could happen. Now, of course, this could continue up, but I would say that at least at this point, my guess is that we're going to see May start a big movement down and come back and maybe test some of these lows back in this general area. So May could start that big, huge, fantastic movement. We want to be ready to trade that. Quick little look at pound dollar as well. You can see that this guy has had a pretty similar kind of history with May. So here you go. Going back to 2009, here's May. Just a little 1400 pip candle for the month. Here is May right here. Also about just shy of 1200 pips. We had a smaller month in May here, but still a decent movement, 650 pips for the month. And then here's May once again for 2012, just about 900 pips. And now the pound dollar's done something interesting as well. Here's May, just like the euro dollar, wasn't a big month for the pound, kind of a reversal candle, looked like it was going to do something, 500 pips or so. But look what we've also done on the pound dollar. We've been running off these lows, and we are we're about 2,000 pips, give or take, off of some of these recent lows on the pound dollar, coming up into some big resistance. And here we are coming into the month of May. So something big could be in the works here. This is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Historically, we're at low areas for the pound dollar. As you can see, some of these big movements down here. We're at pretty low areas, but we're coming into that pre-summer movement, which is, again, April, May, sometimes as early as March, and it's time to be ready for those big, huge, fantastic movements that are coming, and they are great, and there is a lot of money to be made on those. If you're trading the smallest account you can trade, if you're trading $1 a pip, by the time summer totally gets here, hopefully you'll have made $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 on some of these movements, because so many of these pairs move very, very big. And I will continue to update on these, and we'll continue to trade these and watch these within the trade group at Day Traders FX. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you're excited for the pre-summer movements. Thanks, everybody. Take care.